It can be hard to teach your kids about how their emotions can affect their actions and attitudes. Sometimes it is the smallest thing that can make us angry and react in unkind ways. What Should Dragon Do follows Dragon and her two roommates as they navigate the everyday irritations of living together. Dragon responds in anger when things don't always go her way. Through question and answer, kids learn how to choose patience and kindness and how to make better choices. Written by Stephanie Webb with beautiful and colorful illustrations by Kids Art, What Should Dragon Do will make you laugh as you read about Dragon and her adventures with her friends. What Should Dragon Do can be ordered online through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Chapters Indigo, or directly from the publisher at friesenpress.com. It is also available as an audiobook on Audible.
West Virginia Uncommonplace presents The Life and Times of Appalachian Jr., a story about a black man in West Virginia and throughout the Appalachian Mountains, or the Appalachian Mountains, whatever you want to call it. So I hope you enjoy. The next episode inside The Life and Times of Appalachian Jr., we are going to discuss the terminology, and I said discuss the terminology of holler. The actual terminology is supposed to be hollow, Hollow, but if you're from West Virginia, you know what a holler is. It's a one-way road. It's a one way in, one way out. No other way out of that area. So when I say we're going up the holler, that means I'm going home. That means, you come down my road, everybody knows everybody on that road. So any strange cars, we might look out the window and look at you funny. Even the big cities have hollers. They have right-of-ways that just go one way in, one way out. And I know it's kind of strange and different from people from other places to hear that, but that is a terminology. If you come to West Virginia, you better learn the word holler. The first time I ever heard it was actually when I first crossed over into Bluefield, West Virginia. I was at a Walmart. Princeton, West Virginia. My mind sometimes goes in different places. And the man said, I'm about to go right on down there to my holler. And I was like, what in the fuck did he just say? And the person that was with me at the time was like, he said that he's going into his holler. They translated it for me. Because some of that Appalachian English is a little different than what we're used to. So you have to be careful with it and make sure you don't offend everybody. But yeah, they say holler. So here's where it ties into Life and Times of Appalachian Jr. Or Appalachian Jr. I said Appalachia. Should have titled it Appalachia. It's this. When I moved into the more rural areas of West Virginia and started getting outside the city, you had to learn the different hollers, because it's not that you weren't supposed to go up certain hollers, but it was just, let me know exactly where I need to go, and where I don't need to go. So in particular, I was living in Mingo County, West Virginia at a point, and I lived up a holler, Tom's Branch, dedicated to the canterburies. And I was close to the park, and then I was near a really, really supposedly racist area called Dingus. The Dingus Tunnel, once you went through there were certain hollers in Dingus that they explicitly told me, being of a color, not to go up these hollers after dark. You're fine to do whatever you want during the day, but at nighttime, please be settled wherever you need to go, because out in these parts, there's no cell phone service. And the only law that's out there, they do have sheriff's departments, but basically, if you own your property or whatever you're doing out there, even if you're renting, you're basically your own law. So anything can happen, and it's going to take the police at least 30 minutes to get there. So that being said, that's what I learned about the rigors of being up certain hollers and not being up every other holler that you're not supposed to be up in. And it was kind of crazy, because I didn't see any racism or anything crazy when I was up in these hollers in Dingus. It actually happened to me in the most craziest place you'd ever think. I went across to the next county Dingus is in Logan. So I was over in the next county, I was in Logan, and I went over to the Harts Creek area, which is Harts, West Virginia. And I went into a convenience store, because they got like this little grocery store thing out there, and the people just froze. Everybody stared at me, and I was kind of like, this looks like something out of one of those 1970s movies where the black person is not supposed to be here. And I got my soda, and in West Virginia, they say pop. Pop is a thing of West Virginia. You're never going to hear the word soda anywhere inside of West Virginia. So I get my drink, go up to the front, I pay for my drink, and I get outside. And that's where things got crazy. The first thing that happens is someone greets me. They said, "How are you doing?" And I said, "I'm doing pretty well." They said, "Please be careful about what business you're doing out here." They said, "Because your kind is not taken care of out here." And when they said that to me, that was the most politest way of saying, "You're black. Get your ass out of here. You're not welcome around here." And they told that to me. I tapped my hat, went about my business. From that point on, I always made an effort never to go near Harts Creek, not because of fear or not because of any type of weirdness beyond what was said to me, but because I was warned. And I took that to heart, and I heard many stories about the area, and then I heard different things about other places, but I ventured to the places like Boone County because there's not a strong black population there. And I went over all kinds of different places, and even now I'm probably one of 12 black people in one area. But the way that things work out for you in the hollers, people are accepting here in West Virginia. It was just in that one instance in that one area in West Virginia that I was clearly told not to go there. Same story goes for Hurley, Virginia. I was told never go into the hollers of Hurley, Virginia, because that is a place that you want to go. At the time I worked for a delivery company, and we went down in that holler, and you see nothing but Confederate flags and things that really separated that area from the closest area to it, which would have been Grundy, Virginia at that time, or however we were going at Grundy or Elkhorn City, Kentucky. So either way, I learned my lesson about the holler, but the good part that we want to talk about is if you're in West Virginia and you got friends here, make sure you know the terminology holler and you don't say hollow. Because if you say hollow, nobody is going to understand what you're talking about. They're going to think you're talking about something that's literally hollow, like the inside of a tree or tapping a wall and seeing if it's hollow. So the word is actually hollow, but we do say holler. So once again, this is JR. This has been one of these little quick episodes that I'm doing for the life and times of Appalachian JR. So you get a little insight into how I live life and how life evolves around me while living in West Virginia.
Please follow WV Uncommonplace on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, TikTok, where we have some great content, Facebook, LinkedIn. Hit up the merch store at oncommonplace.square.site. Join the email list from the website, and rate, subscribe, and give feedback from your favorite podcatcher. And lastly, thanks for listening, and tune into the next episode.
Hi, this is JR from West Virginia Uncommonplace. Today I'm here to talk to you about Edit Pods. Edit Pods is a company that offers pod editing, podcast launch, and social media packages to help you with your everyday needs inside of podcasting. Are you getting stuck? Are you getting in positions where you have to crunch with time? Let Edit Pods help you out and get you on the road to success with your podcast. Now, what you can do is you can use the link in the show notes, and with the West Virginia Commonplace portion on there, they will take 10% off of your membership. Once again, Edit Pods to help you with all of your podcasting needs. And I'm JR from West Virginia Commonplace.